Hello folks. Not too long ago, someone asked me if I can demonstrate forging a knot. And, I thought about it, and it's something I really haven't done before. So what I did was, I just tried my hand. I just thought about it for a little bit and how to make a simple knot and how I would go about that. And so, as you can see in the title of this video, I say, don't watch YouTube sometimes. And the reason I say that is because if you have basic blacksmithing skills, if you've moved to the point where you understand how steel moves when it's in a plastic state, and you have the basic techniques down, then in my opinion, when you come across something that something that you want to do and you're not exactly sure, I think it's better to try to work it out for yourself first. And you might be surprised with what you come up with, the results, as opposed to looking at what someone else does and then trying to copy that. What other people do might be correct and might be the right answer for you, but you never know what you might come up with. And I think it's better to learn blacksmithing in that more natural way. When someone explains something to you, you might understand the theory of it, and if you watch them, some people are very visual, like myself, then you figure out how to do that. But I think it's important to use your own imagination for certain projects. And so, like for this, I tried, I fooled around and made a few different knots. Nothing really great actually, and then eventually the last one I felt pretty satisfied with. And then after I made those, then I looked at a couple of YouTube videos, and lo and behold, how I went about it was almost exactly how those few guys I watched went about it. So yeah, just give it a try, and I think that would really help your blacksmithing skills a lot. Like I said, it really helps. I'm not normally a creative person, and that really helps with creativity. It actually is very good for your brain too, to think through the process first, rather than just mimicking what you see. If you watch YouTube videos for entertainment purposes, if you're watching, blacksmithing videos like my own or others, nothing wrong with that, fine. If you're looking through YouTube videos to find some ideas, fine. But if you have a specific thing you want to do and you already have a decent skill set, try what I just said. I think you'll find the results to be pleasing. Alright, so basically in this video I'll forge a knot. I'll just show how I forge a simple knot. Before I begin, over the past couple of weeks I've gotten a few more donations, so I got to give a shout out to those guys. So and those guys are Bruce Butcher, Mats Olson, Azel Ames, and James Grooms. Guys, really appreciate that. Just makes it a lot easier for me to sit here and make these videos. So yeah, anyway, let me get to it, and we'll see what happens. So I got the new vise out here, and I've been using this, and it's just been great. It's really solid. Jaws are working well. Yeah, really, really pleased with this vise. I've got it on this stump, and the stump is freestanding, so I mean it can rock. It can rock back and forth, but typically it doesn't move too much in normal operations that I do. So, yep, good to go. Basically, just first twist it so that the two ends are at about 90 degrees. First step. You can do it, I just did it over, a simple, piece of round mandrel like that, or you could just free form it, over a horn or wherever on your anvil face is fine. So, what I find is first, like I said, both ends, about 90 degrees to each other. then you saw me, I bent that end leg over 90 degrees, and then just work it, just slowly curve it and work it through one of the loops. So you can see it's kind of in a kind of a loose pretzel shape right now. And that of itself could look pretty good, I guess, but to me it's not too pleasing, that style. And then also one other thing is when the amount of material that you want to leave, when I made that bend, when I made these two ends 90 degrees to each other, you want to leave more material than you think on the end, so it'll be able to pass through, and then you can work it tighter and tighter. So basically at this point, you want to try to, what I want to do is to try to make this knot tighter then. So initially if your bend was tight enough, maybe you wouldn't have to do so much tightening in subsequent operations, but yeah, this to me, for me at least, with my limited experience with knots, that's basically a better way to go about it, is don't make the hole too small so you can get the end in, and then you can tighten it up. So yeah, let me put it back in the forge. This, still I haven't gotten this down too well, but you can see I've tightened it up somewhat now, and I want to have these two legs kind of be come out straight from each other, to be parallel. So basically, just by working this around, you'll tighten this up some. And I've seen in one video where a guy uses his vise and he locks the end in, gets it hot, locks it in, and then kind of twirls it around. But I haven't had much luck with that. So maybe I'll just give it a try right now. I'll lock that end in and see if I can tighten it some more in that way. But to me, like I said, that looks it's okay. Obviously I want to pull this end out more because I want to make that maybe into maybe a hook end or something so I can hang this up. But to me personally, this is not really pleasing like that. So let's continue on. I'll try to get this a little bit tighter, and then we'll see. Helping a little bit there, not too much. Okay, yeah, that definitely tightened it. I gave it a little bit more power there, and that tightened it better. You can see the end now on that second one has come out much more. So, yeah, so that's pretty tight, and, there you go, it's a knot. So let me straighten that out, and we'll take it from there. So basically that gives it a little bit extra tightness, but also the edges of my hardy hole just made that a bit ragged. But what I want to do, what I was planning to do right from the get-go, is to square this up. I just think that this looks more pleasing. So get another heat. I think that gives it a little bit of a final tightness, and then also just gives it a more pleasing look. So let me take another heat, and I'll square this up, and then I'll ease the edges, and that'll be that. there it is. Pretty similar to the one I did. This is the one I showed you guys at the beginning there. And here it is. Pretty much a finished knot. So you can think that'd be a really nice finial end for some projects. Nothing too complicated, but there's definitely a logical process that you need to follow. I've got some ideas for some different kinds of knots, and I'll demonstrate those in upcoming videos. Please subscribe and share. Thanks so much.